Yo, what is up, y'all? So, I just read another story, and the story was about marriage, which is interesting to me. Mainly because, okay, so when I was younger, I never really cared for, so I have like a love-hate relationship with the thought of getting married. Only because all the marriages I've seen growing up were on TV. Those were stable. But the ones I seen in real life were not. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it looked like. The truth of the matter is, I ain't see no good. I ain't see no good in it. Like a lot of the women in my family are divorced, widowed, or like some of them was just in a marriage where you could tell that neither one of them was just happy, or like it was just one of those time periods in life where life happened and they didn't like each other. You living with someone you just didn't like, and it's like that. I ain't gonna lie, that tainted my image on what marriage is. Like I ain't have that sense of, oh, I want a ring on my finger. This is how my wedding dress is gonna look. Well, maybe because I wasn't raised with a lot of girls, so I didn't have that fantasy thought in my head. But it's like now since I've gotten older, and I be looking at a lot of like married couples with their families and different things like that. And this generation of people that's getting married and stuff, they genuinely look happy. Like you can look at a family and you could tell if they happy for real, especially if you look at the kids. But like you can genuinely look at some families and you can see if they genuinely happy or if they just putting up a facade. And it's like that's been the real thing about me. So when it comes down to marriage, will I ever get married? That is the question. Shout out to you. But will I ever get married? I was gonna stop the video, but I'm gonna keep going. I don't know. I'm open to life doing what life does, and to show me how ignorant I am. Because one thing I've learned is I know nothing. And a part of me knowing nothing is a wise person knows that they know nothing at all. So it's like, even when you think you know everything, even when you think that what you think is right, in reality, you know nothing. Like, you don't know what is really going on. Everything you think is basically an assumption until it's proven true or false. So it's like, that's how I'm looking at it. Looking at the idea of a family, and I ain't gonna say a family. I want kids. I definitely want kids. Do I want a marriage though? Maybe not the legal paperwork. I don't know if I want to get the United States government involved in my family. Like whoever got to deal with me, they gonna have to convince me that it is relevant for my children to get a birth certificate and all of that stuff. Like, to each his own. To each its own. Like, I got a whole different ideology. That's the perfect word. That's my word for this new year is ideology. Like, my ideology on life is my own. Like, I learn to think for myself. Once life happens this way. And you learn to think for yourself, and I learned to think for myself. I learned to look at things for how I want things to be, not for how I want other people to do things. Like me personally, I plan on homeschooling my kids. I plan on working from home. I plan on having a farm. I ain't gonna fly. Kevin Gates baby mama, wife, whatever you want to call her, whoever she is to him at this point, she living my life. I ain't gonna flash. Like, and I love it because I love to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. I love to see it because it's like that's something that I literally been dreaming of forever. Like being able to like physically build my house. Like, what woman you know actually want to physically build her house? I'm talking about like with the hammer and the nails and the blueprints and all of that stuff. I want to have a whole hand in it. And then like I saw this video where this man, he had I guess they was, I don't know if it was a man, but they was building a family home, and when they had the frames, when it was just the frames of the house before they added the insulation and all of that stuff, they took Sharpie markers and they wrote blessings on the actual frames of the house. Like, so then when they put the whole house together, it's all blessed with their love and their words and all of that. Like, that melted in my heart to see it, and I gotta do it. Like, I truly want to be able to build my dream house and do all of those things. Like, I gotta have as many animals as I can in my backyard. Like, I want some rabbits. I want some frogs. You gotta have the big old pool in the back, so that when the animals need some water, they got some water too. Like, I'm gonna have horses. Like, man, talk about fantasy life. Like, y'all can have that marriage stuff and all of that stuff. Like, give me a farm. Give me my dream house. Like, man, like, that's what it looks like. When I say generational wealth and financial security, financial stability, and all of that stuff, that's the life I dream of. Like, but when I say world domination, it's something totally different. I'm gonna let you know that now. But I got a lot of dreams and aspirations, and truth be told, I said it and I claimed it this year. I'm working towards that, and nothing and nobody stopping me from getting that. Like, the world is literally ours. The problem be when we try to play God in our life and act like things can only be this one way, or we try to live in the past, or we try to live too far in the future. The only thing we can do is live in the present moment. Once you know where you are going, stay in the present moment. Don't even worry about what happened in the past. What happened in the past is supposed to happen that way, no matter what happened, no matter how it looked, no matter how it went. Like, it was all supposed to happen that way. Yeah, we might not like it all the time. Yeah, we may look back and be like, man, did it really have to be like that? Though all those shoulda, coulda, wouldas, like, we can have those all we want to, but they do nothing but take your mind places where your mind don't need to go. Like, it takes you out of the present moment. Like, for instance, I was just watching a video of Ari Lennox, and she was talking about her experience on the Raw Wave concert. And one, they set herself up for that. Like, you can literally, if I don't listen to Ari Lennox, I heard probably like one or two songs by her, but when it comes down to Raw Wave, I heard his discography. Okay, so it's like, if you're going to a concert and you have a whole bunch of men performing on songs that men love and that people aren't really in tune with that part of themselves, then of course you're not gonna fit in. Of course you're not gonna, it's not gonna shake how it's supposed to. So it's like, to hear her story is like, But my thing is, she was dwelling in the past. Like, it happened. It just was. Like, I don't even know why that just came to my mind, or why I was trying to connect the dots with that. But I'm pretty sure it's all relative. That's what I tell myself whenever I go on these rants and stuff. Because it's like, where was I going with that story? Forgot what I was going to talk about before that. So, on that note, I'm finna get up out of here. Peace and love.